So this will be the first shots on this Kalashnikov USA KR9. I have on this a Seymour red dot sight. This is the railway, and then I'm shooting wolf ammo through this. I haven't done anything to this gun, nothing as far as I haven't even greased the rails or oiled anything, so this is literally just as it came to me out of the box. I checked the board for instructions and that's about it. So if it'll run with wolf on the first shots, we're probably going to be good. Of course, we'll continue shooting these and testing them and see how they do. And no skin off my nose because these are really fun to shoot. So that's 25 rounds. You can see bump fired from the shoulder just fine. No malfunctions on that first 25 rounds right out of the box. And yeah. So I just finished putting another 30 rounds through this KR9, basically just to test fire it, check zero and all that, and make some sight adjustments. Now that it's sighted in, I'm going to go ahead and put the last 20 rounds in the box in, and then talk about it a little bit. Really quite accurate for a 9mm. Consistently, not just popping the clay targets, but the fragments as well. So one very quick addition to this is I noticed after I put the video together that I did yesterday and started shooting it that my cheek was quite high away from the stock. I had this. This is a clamp-on cheek riser. This is listed as an ACE cheek riser or cheek rest, and you can find them on Carolina Shooter Supply, or just do a Google search for them and find them. They're about $10, $10 to $15. I think I paid $15 on mine on CSS. But the nice thing about this is it's a very easy clamp-on device, and it puts your eye right in line with the optic on this. So I have a taller optic with a lower profile red dot sight, like a micro red dot sight or something like that. It's going to lower it basically in line of where the base in this optic is. But since I'm using this Seymour sight, that little cheek riser, cheek rest helps. So just really quick update. The other nice thing too about this is it does not interfere with closing the stock. So you can still, it fits tight, and it'll kind of push the riser out of the way a little bit, but you can still fold the stock with that. So one thing I wanted to note because I figured it's something somebody might notice. So anyway, I'll get back to it. So we're clear. So that's 75 rounds through very quickly without any failures. We've heard reports of cracking on the rear of the dust cover. We'll keep an eye on that. Neither one of these have had that problem. Of course, it's early days for mine, and we've had about 500 rounds through Misha's so far. But this is one of those guns that if you have always lusted after the VTAs or the Saiga 9, this is as close as you can get to it. This is made in the USA. It's a nearly identical clone of the VTAs. To the point that it even replicated one of the failure points of the VTAs, which was the cracking dust cover. But again, it's not been a problem for either of the ones that we have, and KUSA did say that they've fixed it. My assumption is they've probably added some material to the rear of the dust cover and reinforced a little bit. I think that part was a little bit weak. And I'm not sure how actually widespread that issue was with the KUSA guns, but something that you'll hear about and probably will get brought up in the comments, so I figured I'd mention it. Another thing that I know for a fact will get brought up in the comments is, what about the PSA AKV? What about the PSA AKV? Every time you talk about a 9mm, there are 50 comments asking about the PSA AKV, or saying it's the best thing ever, regardless of whether or not the person has had it. My answer to that is, it seems like a perfectly fine gun after they made the changes that Military Arms Channel discovered and put out there on it. I don't have one, I don't have any hands-on experience with it, and frankly it doesn't appeal to either me or Misha. The reason it doesn't appeal to us, and we probably won't do any coverage on it unless one just happens to come through at a good price in the shop, is we already have the PAC9 and the NAC9 from Romania by Nova Modul. To me, the PAC9 and the NAC9 compare so closely to AKV. But being still a foreign-made gun, that it just doesn't appeal to either of us. Now that said, if you don't have a PAC9 or a NAC9, you're probably fine getting one. But again, it doesn't. We already have that covered effectively in our collections. So the reason why you would buy the KUSA over the PSA AKV or even the NAC9 or the PAC9 is, again, it is an exact clone of the Saiga9 and the VTS, without of course the full automatic part. It is quite a bit more svelte than my NAC9, the PAC9, and then I would assume also, from what I understand, it's lighter than the PSA AKV. So this really feels like a Saiga. The other nice thing about it is this is the big selling point for me going with, with the carbine over the pistol, is it has this integrated hinge mechanism and comes with a Russian-style triangle folder. So that's pretty cool, and I think that saves some weight. You don't end up with a hinge mechanism or a stock adapter sticking way out and then having to add a hinge mechanism on top of that. So that to me puts it over and above the either the NAC9 or the PAC9, but of course it's 3 times more money. And again, I can't really compare it personally to the AKV. I can only tell you what I've heard and what I've seen. Military Arms Channel did a very good comparison, or at least brought up the AKV in comparison to the KR9. I keep forgetting what this is called for some reason. I keep wanting to say AK9. And I think this compares favorably if the benefits of it and having that clone are worth the extra money to you. If you're just wanting 9mm, then there are probably other options that are more affordable. So I just wanted to call that out too, because again, that's something that I know there's going to be a million comments. Probably not, because we have never had that many views. But there's going to be a lot of comments asking, well, can you compare it to the AKV? Probably not. Probably never will, honestly. And again, that's not a personal bias against it. It's just, you know, the Romanian guns beat it out by a year or more, and we've already got them. So, and now we've got these two. But these are really cool, and I'd say if you're interested, for us, we've really liked these so far. So, anyway, so I'm definitely going to keep shooting this thing. It's a lot of fun. You can see it's very fast. Very fast to shoot. That's just with factory trigger. And it takes standard AK furniture, so that's cool too. But yeah, if you are interested in seeing more of these types of videos, be sure to check out our backlog and subscribe so you get notification of new videos whenever we release them. And for sure, go check out the review, if you haven't already, that Misha did of his. We did a 500 round-ish, 400, 500 round. I can't remember exactly how many we shot that day. But in very quick succession. Got this thing smoking hot and didn't have any issues, but you can go check out that. And a little bit more on the history, too, of the Saiga9 and the VTS. And then if you're interested in contributing, helping us get out to the range a little bit more often, be sure to check out the link to our Patreon page. So this is Jay, and I'm going to shoot this thing some more. So I'll see you next time.